Hello everyone and welcome to another Versus video. I'm Brad Nelson. I'm joined by Brian.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another Versus video. I'm Brian Brown doing here with Brad Nelson.
Row your boat gently down the street. Anyway, today we're going to be doing Pro Tour Battle Decks. Brian Brown and I both played on separate teams, and we decided that we were just going to, kind of like the Player of the Year Showdown, just be forced to play a Versus video with whatever we submitted to the Pro Tour. You did that, correct?
Huh?
You did that? You're 75? I'm 75, yep. Yep, we did not play in the Pro Tour itself, luckily for BBD, but we are going to make a Versus video of Rebel Red versus Black White Midrange. Now, Rebel Red is a deck that kind of came together by the initial testing with Team Revolution, where I was like, I think a red deck's going to be really good for this tournament. Who do I know that does red cards? Okay, so I called Tom the Boss Ross. He helped me out with an initial list. It was a little rough. We spent a lot of hours refining it, and then we came to the 75 that I would play again. Hell, I might play this exact 75 in a tournament next week. I think this list is just exactly what you need to beat the no-one metagame right now. But let's take a look at the deck, and we'll go through some of the sweet things that coverage might not have hit if you watch that. Anyway, the deck is based around 15 1-drops, 9 2-drops, and then Goblin Rabble Master. Those are the real creatures. Now, Rebel Belt Maka is a creature and can be played, but I can guarantee you're not in a good position if you're actually casting that card. This is just to help you attack through things. So, for starters, it looks weird to just have 2 Firefist Strikers in a deck that can make so many creatures attack. But what I found is the second Firefist Striker is worse than like a Rebel Belt Maka because you just want to keep attacking. And so you don't want to invest the next turn's mana into setting up more combat steps. So, you know, this card and Goblin Rabble Master are pretty much the cavalry charge. Like, the moment that these come down the next turn is when you have to go full steam ahead and just keep attacking until they're dead, or hopefully they're dead. The 1-drops are all pretty basic, except they all kind of got minor upgrades in this deck. Like, Foundry Street Denizen got really good, not only because it's a red deck, but Goblin Rabble Master triggers it twice, where it's one card that triggers the spell twice. Legion Loyalist is phenomenal as like a turn 4 spell after like the Goblin Rebel Master gets to untap and lose Summoning Sickness. Just being able to attack with that, not only it's a goblin, but it just deals so much damage. Also, the 1-drops do this weird thing in the deck that when they play something like a Courser or a Blood Baron or an Archangel or something that makes you want to cast Stoke the Flame, this is just a mini ritual. It just turns into a fast, a hasty Llanowar that you can get them into play and then cast the Stoke and Flames just so they can attack next turn anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're a ritual, but they're free.
They're free, yeah. They're just hasty Llanowar for this card, which is perfect. Well, this card is a ritual.
It is actually a ritual.
It's an actual ritual of Stoke the Flames.
Generates 1 extra mana.
Yeah, because it itself is a creature to tap for part of the casting cost, which happens a lot. On turn 3, when I expected to have to cast Stoke and Flames on like a Courser, I would just hold the Ashley Lot, play like something else on turn 2, like an Ashley Lot, instead of like trying to ritual out spells. And then this alone would just help me cast that if I didn't have something to ritual with. But other than that, the deck is really straightforward. It's 18 mountains, 3 Mutavaults. One of the things that I was curious about was if the deck should be 19-2. But Mutavaults is just so good against the expected metagame. Now,
it's also a goblin.
It is a goblin for a Rabble Master. Yeah, I mean, the deck has enough goblins. You have all of these that are actual goblins.
Now, I do have a question about the mana base. Is it essential to play a mixture of old border and new border mountains? No, I actually, was going to play the version where I had all of my unhinged lands, but I left them at home before filming, and it didn't seem like, a correct thing to waste all of your time to just go get 18 unhinged mountains. Yeah, this deck might be a little bit worse than my Pro Tour deck, to be honest. Okay. Just because of this mixture, but it's okay. I think I have a couple points to spare in the matchup. But damn. All right.
Other than that, the deck is pretty straightforward. You're going to see its power. If you watch Pro Tour coverage, it was there a little bit. The problem was our team took a few too many losses to our bad matchups, as well as a lot of the players that did well in Constructed did poorly in Limited. Yeah. And so it kind of sucked. Like we had a few top 16s, a top 25, a lot of top 50s. 7 of the 9 players that played the deck cashed. But for the most part, we just took 1 too many losses.
I mean, that's something that can definitely happen at a split format, where you can have a great deck, but if you just don't do well at the other format, yeah.
I mean, in the last 2 Pro Tours, I have had identical records and identical places. I went 3-3 in Limited, 7-2 in Constructed, and finished in 37th place. Both tournaments.
Nice.
I'm starting to BBD things.
Maybe you should up that to like 36th place next time.
I mean, I'm gonna go for 36.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Top 36. What up?
All right, but let's take a look at the sideboard where things get a little bit more complex, and then we'll go to battling. All right, so in the sideboard, we'll start with the Eidolons. The Eidolons are here for the control matchups, the black mid-range matchups, and then the burn matchups where we can just dump our hand and play an Eidolon. They're gonna have to deal with it before they can start dealing with anything else. But it's really essential against black and blue-white control, just being a creature that will deal damage to them when they kill it, because that's the thing that both decks are trying to do, is kill anything in sight. So this usually will get 2 to 4 damage through by them having to overvalue this and kill this, even though something else is attacking them, because it's going to deal 4 then no matter what.
Right.
And then 2 Skullcracks. I don't think we need more than that. It's just for the Revelation matchups where we're going to have the 6-card sideboard. More Skullcracks are fine, but like they're all playing Planar Cleansing and all these cards we just don't care about. And so because they're like so big, I don't think Skullcracks are that necessary. You also need to get through like Rams and things like that. So you want a ton of Titan Strength, Rebel Belt Maka type effects. And that's what these Titan Strengths are here for. They're for mostly the reason that we're playing going up to 6 is for like John Monstered matchups and things like that, where we want 6 of these effects to get through Polo Kranos. But then in a lot of matchups, we play different versions. Like against any deck that we're afraid of Drowned-Star, Sorin's Thirst, or Freakus Cure, Freakus Cure, Drowned-Star, or Domestication, we're going to swap some Makas for Titan Strengths, because not only can this break a Domestication, but it can protect us from these like Last Breath effects.
2 toughness things.
Yeah, like Last Breath and all those other ones, just being able to use this as a pump spell. The 4th Loyalist for Selesnya and Mono Blue. I'll go through Vest because I'll have a sideboard guide. My last article did. 2 Mortars to kill creatures against Selesnya and Mono Blue as well. Same thing with Magma Sprays, but these also kill Chandra's Phoenixes. Good in the mirror match. And then Dino Charge is for green, white, and Mono Blue. Selesnya and Mono Blue. I keep switching. Just to help us like charge over with a Legion Loyalist, because in that matchup we have to kind of play combo. Like we can't overindulge in any effect. We got to kill one thing that matters and then attack with Legion Loyalist and trigger it and just Dino Charge our whole team. What are you smiling about?
I'm laughing because, all right, you keep saying Dino Charge, and I noticed when I looked at your list for
Dino Charge.
When I looked at your list for the Pro Tour, they had written it down as Dino Charge, and it didn't have a hyperlink, and I think they just copy-pasted from your list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Coverage went Dino Charge? Because it's Dino Charge.
It is, yeah.
I thought it was Dino. Oh, that's insane. I didn't know that.
That's so yeah, I'm laughing. It's pretty funny. So.
That's so good.
Yeah,
so coverage is in the like top
standard deck list. It says Dino Charge. I'm thinking of like a T-Rex just rushing in with a Legion Loyalist behind him. Yeah.
I swear I thought this was Dino Charge. I really did.
Yep.
Dino Charge. Anyway, let's see if I can play the deck better than I can spell the cards in it.
They're hard to spell, so
yeah, I've
easier to play. But
yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get to battle.